back home with an injured finger. Then Damika Prasad replacing Nuwan Kulasekara.
Tell us about Prasad, what type of bowler? I was doing my research. Last night I read up on Cricket Info that he's a bit hit or miss. Some days he's very good and some days he's rubbish, basically.
Nice, nicely put.
Well, what Cricket Info had down about the lad. A bit hit or miss.
Yeah, Sri Lanka feel he's very talented, still not delivered at all. A little quicker than most Sri Lankan bowlers. He's not in the picture there. Those are all the reserves. Can hit the bat hard more regularly, but yes, can be wavered. Goes for lots of runs. That's the reason he did not play at Lords. Kulasekara was picked for more control. Even with Kulasekara, the bowlers went at 4.5 in that first innings. When that happens, it's tough to set yourself up. But out here, Damika Prasad has been the option. He can bat decent. He'll probably bat at number 8, but you're hoping for the best. Hope he gets off the right side of the bed.
That's the full floaty delivery. Try and pitch the ball up. You occasionally get it. The outfield's pretty slow actually compared to Lords.
We did see a bit of Prasad though. He played in the second ODI up at Durham. Picked up the wicket of Morgan. Repeatedly bowling short delivery. How good is Kaushal Silva? Twin 50s up at Lords. Ready for the battle here again.
Good running. Important these two just tick it over. Left hand, right hand combination. Run England ragged a little bit. Very impressed, you're right, with Silva. Just gets stuck in, doesn't he? He's backing up there, looking to get on strike, not just hanging on his bat, sitting on his bat. Good work.
Not like Sangakkara. Very disciplined, knows his game plan. Rarely does he go out of it.
Yeah, it was a good interview Sangas gave Ian Ward after the 100, just saying everyone in the team's pushing each other to be better, whether you're 36 or 26. Played it late.
So what do you say on this pitch, Nasser? 1 hour per session or all day?
With the Duke ball, if the cloud cover stays, I think it will just nibble a bit. Good pitch. These openers aren't thinking, crikey, what a minefield. They're thinking, good pitch, get stuck in here. If the sun comes out this afternoon, we'll get a score. Just got to keep an eye on the cloud cover. Left that as well. Good leaving from Sri Lanka this morning. 28 for none.
Look up ambition in the dictionary and you'll find this face screaming back at you. He's a man with a 10-team accumulator. That's why he backed Coventry to win away this weekend.
Something about the steps there and building a new hotel though, and you need government approval for that. Thank you. Let me ask you something. How far deep?
Like, which one is but what are you waiting for? You know, we expect you to do something now about it, and that's what happens most of the time.
I'm a competitor, and whatever, you know, when I go on the field, I will, whatever it takes to win a game, that's how it will be. You know, I'm a competitor. I'm a pain in the neck. You know, like for my opponents and for my teammates. You know, I shout, I scream. I can't act. You know, when I'm on the field, you see it straight away. You know, I'm happy or not. I already said it, but that's the way it is.
Bari continued to captivate. He won the European Golden Boot for the second successive season, and was named Arsenal captain when Patrick Vieira departed for Italy.
He could lead by example. He was assured of a place in the starting lineup. He was not a great talker, but he understood the game perhaps better than any of his teammates. He was great thinker of the game.
And a record breaker too. Ian Wright's club record 185 goals was passed, along with Cliff Bastin's league record of 150.
Stop RuPaul.
Let's go.
Is that an actual red alert? I mean, are there battle stations now that need to be manned?
It's a text message.
Text message.
What was that look for?
You're very,
Very what?
you're very tightly wound.
It's not true.
It's true, all right? Your personal electronics are filled with intensity.
Is there something on your mind, Deeks? No. Is it? Didn't think so.
You always need to drive. You set your clocks 15 minutes fast. You set my clocks 15 minutes fast. Everything is a competition. You have to have separate checks. At Starbucks, you make fun of guys that order non-fat lattes. Do you have any idea how exhausting it is being your partner?
Do you have any idea how exhausting it is to hear you ramble on about the 2012 apocalypse earlier this morning?
Not the apocalypse, okay? It's the galactic realignment, geomagnetic reversal, a time wave zero, all right? It's the Nibiru collision. You may know it as Backtune 13.
I think you mean Baketoon 13.
Backtune? Really? Backtune? Your Mayan accent is terrible. Yeah, that's right. And you know why I know that? Because astronomers were talking about it last night at the bar.
Astronomers were at the bar that you go to? The one that sells flavored condoms at the vending machine?
Why is that so hard for you to believe? Okay, yeah, the bartender changed it to the Discovery Channel after the Lakers game, but it felt very real to me.
Good morning. Okay, Hetty, glad you showed up. It's very difficult to take anything that SS seriously.
That is the most serious person I've ever met in my entire life.
Okay, he's a nice guy.
And Kenzie is a nice girl, all right? It's not it's us.
Well, I don't believe it's a problem. I'm doing people will begin to say like politics.
Kelly and Selma are waiting for you guys in the Op Center.
And it's pronounced Ba'aktu.
Horsebox.
So nice of you to join us.
Sorry, I got held up. Deeks thinks the world's gonna end in 2012.
Let me guess. Jenkins' theory on a Sagittarius A black hole.
As a matter of fact, yes.
He's mocking you.
He's not mocking.
An MP from Camp Pendleton suspected Marines are working on something with some dirty cops. It's a CHP crew. They take bribes from criminals for armed escorts and smuggling. They call themselves the California Gold Taxi Service.
LAPD calls them an urban legend.
LAPD is wrong. They're real. 6 months ago, we opened an undercover investigation. Sam and I infiltrated the group going against corrupt cops. We got inside, but we still have not been able to make a link between them and Pendleton.
Then the ringleader turned up dead.
He left the CHP after surviving a motorcycle accident while on duty. Left him paralyzed from the waist down. He has a wife, but they maintain separate residences. She's not considered a suspect. Bean turned down a job. Apparently somebody wanted to make sure he didn't talk.
Tight grouping, low caliber. Pros.
He's a retired cop.
You must have had somebody in the field. Oh man.
Drop one more.
Officer Jennifer Greer, she was Bean's partner until his accident.
He'd find the jobs. She'd pass on the orders to the California Gold Taxi Service cops. They might have had a falling out. Greer didn't shoot Bean. She might know who did.
So this op just shifted gears. Something is about to go down. It may or may not involve Marines at Pendleton. But we need to figure out what it is and fast. Sam and I are going to hit CHP headquarters to grab her. You two search her house.
Done.
Got it.
You're giving me a look. Let's ride in these bikes things we don't get to talk like we normally do.
It's normally we ride in your car and spend the whole time talking about nothing.
Calling out there for nothing.
Well, not nothing, but you say that it qualifies as something.
There's a crux of our partnership. And without it, we'd just be two guys with guns drifting from one place to the next.
There are two guys with guns drifting from one place to the next.
Some people think I hire me.
Let's play the hand of dealt.
When did the glass become half empty?
I was never half full.
That's bad.
I still want my car back. These boots are killing.
Actually, pal. So this is grandson? Yeah, clocked in because he stepped in the double shift. Tell him I'm only accepting apologies before the closing tonight.
You're really the most serious person you've ever met.
So tired of these not back at school used to whack my hand on the ruler.
Alright, well, I'll have you know that I can be a very funny individual. People. Now?
I'm sorry, what?
Now thinks I'm hilarious.
Okay. It's forced entry. 1, 2, 3.
Clear.
Clear.
Looks like a shootout at the OK Garage. United States telling you anything?
What clear? Someone got hit. About here. And then they ran. Impossible to say how far they made it. If they went.
So that's career? Or somebody else?
I've been asked many times what my number one interview was. Tough question. For over 50 drive cover, the nation's number one choice is clear. He's guaranteed over 50 plan from Sun Life Direct. We'd all like to leave something for our loved ones to help with funeral costs or as a cash gift. And with the nation's number one, you can do just that. If you're aged between 50 and 85, you're guaranteed to be accepted without any health questions. Cover starts from just £4 a month. You can't get this kind of cover for less. After you have these plan for 2 years, the cash sum is paid when you're gone. Call this number today. The voice not premium is free. You get a free pocket pen just for inquiring and a welcome gift when you join. Why not put your family first with the number one choice? Call free on 800 50 55 50 or visit sunlife.co.uk.
That's terrible. What's the first thing you'd do if someone told you they've been buried? You'd cope. Don't worry, we'll get this sorted out. At Morgan, we won't interrogate you or pass you around the building. We'll just do all we can to help, like any decent person would. No problem. Right. Morgan.
We've got an exciting choice of Caribbean cruise holidays for you this winter, with some great savings. Book now and you can save up to £400 per couple on a 7-night fly cruise from Jamaica. Visiting Costa Rica, Panama, and Colombia, in palm-fringed sand, turquoise seas, and tropical rainforests, Thompson Cruises, a new adventure over every horizon. Save up to £400 on your cruise from Jamaica this winter, at or protected.
The Big Little Woods sale. Save up to 50% on selected home electricals and hard layouts. That's the Little Woods touch.
First for Lawyers work hard to get you compensated if you're injured in an accident that wasn't your fault. It's no win, no fee, and you'll get all the compensation you deserve. So listen to First for Lawyers. That's what justice feels like. Call 0800 222 9821.
At Amigo, we think it's time for a different kind of loan. Where people who've been turned down by the bank could borrow up to £5,000 with affordable repayments. Where you simply need a guarantor. And where there are no fees. You can pay back early, no problem. With a representative 49.9% APR value. Come to amigoloans.co.uk. The all-new, good old-fashioned loan.
There's an exciting new side to Sky Store. As well as renting the latest blockbusters and classics, now you can buy and keep them too. Get them straight to your TV in stunning HD to keep them to watch again and again. And if you buy a movie, we'll even post you the DVD to add to your collection. It's so easy. You can buy at the touch of a button. Get the best of both worlds with Sky Store. Movies straight to your TV and the DVD direct to your home. Sky. even better. Watch Sky Atlantic on Sky Go and you'll never miss a thing. Enjoy the dark delights of Penny Dreadful on a tablet.
This is a spell foretelling the annihilation of man and the coming of the beast.
Stay loyal to Veep on a smartphone.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
I've never been used to him, not even sexually.
And get to know Mr. Sloan on a laptop.
So now you're a plumber come to fix your own girl's pipes. It's like something straight out of a blue movie.
Stories that stay with you on Sky.
The decision he made to take Leighton Baines and Luke Shaw was a decision I supported, and I think it's a bit more complex in terms of the personnel playing in those positions. Certainly for Leighton Baines in that first game against Italy,
Fucking
he
hell.
did make some poor decisions, a couple of poor decisions, but equally, when you feel vulnerable as a fullback and your defence is very deep, you have to maintain that line. That's the minimum thing that you have to do. So if there's space in front of you and somebody has time on the ball, you can only go and engage with that player when your defence is higher up the pitch. So I think, in a way, that's probably my biggest concern for England, was the fact that tactically things weren't working in the first half of that game against Italy. We were exposed down our left-hand side, and nothing really seemed to have been done about it at half-time, because we didn't really change in the second half. So I think in terms of understanding the sort of the tactical deployment, I suppose, of players, that's down to the management and the players understanding that information, and maybe collectively as a team, that's one thing we can improve on, because looking at individual performances, I thought everybody contributed positively in both games, but there were those fine margins, the mistakes that individuals made. That's maybe the way we were set up, just went against us and kept us under enough pressure for our opponents to go on and win matches.
But isn't that, you tell me, isn't that the moment when during a first half when things are going wrong and the manager has set his team out, that players on the pitch need to take responsibility, players on the pitch need to reorganise themselves, and in Ashley Cole and John Terry, you've got players of vast experience and standing in the game where they can do that on the pitch, and perhaps the players we had out there don't have that.
Well, I think ultimately the players that are on the pitch are more than aware of making decisions and organising each other. They're all experienced players, so the fact that maybe not, obviously Leighton Baines hasn't got as many caps as Ashley Cole, but he's had a more significant club season than Ashley Cole, therefore justified his call-up. So from that point of view, I don't think there's an excuse to be made about the personnel, because they all should recognise danger and all should recognise opportunity when the team's in possession. I think the decisions that they make collectively are obviously vital to the way the team performs. And if whatever your position on the pitch, if you're not confident in what your role is because your opponents are causing you problems, then you've got to sort that out. You've got to sort it out quickly, and that takes leadership, but also, more importantly, recognising those situations. And we failed to recognise the danger that Italy were causing us. We failed to recognise the danger signs yesterday when Uruguay were maybe doing better in different phases of the game. And individually yesterday, a couple of players made wrong decisions which allowed Luis Suarez to get into a very dangerous position that resulted in the winning goal. So the players have to understand that. They have to be supported by the coaching staff and the manager in terms of how you set up and what the tactical plan is. But you have to be able to be good enough to adapt. And I think that where Italy really impressed me actually in that first game was the fact that they dealt with what England threw at them. Yes, England did create some chances, but Italy dealt with and absorbed England pressure, and then they caused England an awful lot of problems in the way they played. So Pirlo on the ball particularly, working a spare man in midfield to give somebody of his quality time on the ball. They were patient, they understood what they were doing, and the movement off him when he had the ball and got his head up was absolutely fantastic. So that relationship between players and understanding the system and how to break down your opponent is actually really important, and I think it's something we still struggle as a national team to really understand and get to grips on.
So the big question is, I guess, full of praise for Italy and the way they adapted, absorbed and attacked. Can they do exactly the same thing against Costa Rica and Uruguay? Can they win those two matches? Can England win their final group game? And can England make it through to the knockout stages?
Well, I certainly feel tonight for Italy is a very big game for them. It's a game that they'll want to win, and to give them that cushion, that guaranteed passage to the next round. It also means that in the third game they can maybe play some of their squad players. If you've had the luxury of qualifying in 2 games, you can rest some of your better players or your players that are on yellow cards. You can also then rotate the squad a bit and get the players that haven't played some game time. So it's a very important focus for Italy tonight to win. So I certainly feel they'll be going out and very much focused on winning that match. As for England qualifying, I've been very optimistic over the last 2 games, and that's not worked. So I'm going to be extremely pessimistic set now, and so we've got no chance whatsoever. And I just hope I'm wrong.
Yes, reverse psychology. I love it. Graham, thank you very much. Indeed, Graham Lasso there. Wonderful to speak to him. Right, okay. Still to come, Luis Suarez reacts to his match-winning performance last night. And can Gianluigi Buffon return to help Italy and England reach the next round?
Sure sponsors this program. Do more with Sure.
The clock is ticking.
I don't negotiate, I don't take prisoners. I will find you. Is to kill.
In our bid to make Sky Sports even better, we enlisted the help of the ultimate hero of sport. No, not him. Him. There were some interesting ideas. Drone cams.